into the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. For the Miami Heat, they are coming off a good outing against the Pistons. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building. And there's no question it was their offense that carried them.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back. And as a result, they eventually pulled away.
So here's Miami's starting group. We've got Terrence Jones, Russell Westbrook out there with Crawford. Then it's Dang, and it's Noah in at the 5 spot.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here. Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Here's Westbrook. Following the basket by LeBron James. And the basket by Jones.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
That'll be a 5-second call. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
Here's Dang. Terrence Jones making his last shot. Tries from 10. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Dang's got his first bucket of the night. James against Jones. The shot's good from Jordan.
Boy, you gotta love that assist by LeBron.
The Heat have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Crawford drives in. Count the bucket. Crawford's got his first points of the game.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100% can't do better than that.
Here's Rose. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation. 4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
The 3. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Rose has got 5.
Yeah, poor job defensively, giving him such a clear look at the basket from 3-point range.
Here's Westbrook, and it's blocked by Jordan. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Westbrook. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
The shooting percentage is really solid so far, fellas. Good start to this game for him.
Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year. And as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Here's Westbrook following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Dishes it to Dang. 6 on the shot clock. That's good.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
For Seattle, they've gotten all 5 of those shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. Now here's James. Last game we saw him score 32. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Finished off the break. Westbrook's got 6.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Here's Crawford. Good.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Here's Rose following the score by Jamal Crawford. Seattle missing again.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
And so for Seattle, their last game, a loss to the Magic in Orlando.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throws.
And that makes it hard to win, especially on the road. With a course with about 20,000 yelling at you every time you put one off the rim. Well, that's got to wear on you. And, you know, guys, Marco Bellinelli really hit his stride 2 seasons ago. He was way up across the board as a shooter and assist man. Even his rebounding had improved over his career averages. But then last year, he took a bit of a step back.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Kufis checked in for Noah. Porter comes in for Terrence Jones. Allen's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And Trey Burke subbed in for Russell Westbrook. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first quarter. And he gets the bucket. Talking about Bellinelli, he won the NBA three-point shootout back in 2014. Looked like he'd perfected his stroke. That gave him great confidence in every other part of his game.
And talent is one thing, but confidence truly does trump almost everything else. And he just didn't seem to have it last season. But he has that craftiness and high-level skill set to... bounce back this year and prove that he's the real deal.
And it's the Heat with the ball after the basket by Seattle. Good on the shot. And that's now 6 points for Luol Deng.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Now here's Rose. He has 5. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
Burke can't get it to go.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
It's stolen by Deng. Burke with it, working on Rose. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Heat shooting their first free throw tonight. And so he hits the technical free throw. Here's Allen. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Here's Burke. The kick out to Deng. Uncovered. The offensive rebound.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. It's the Heat leading by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And before the game, Star Center Joakim Noah talked about the intensity of...
I feel like we're the hungriest team in the NBA. That's a great feeling.
You know, I think Joakim can certainly make a case, Clark, for Chicago being that famished 5, especially with Rose back on the court.
There's no doubting that, Kevin. I mean, even the addition of Gasol with his 2 rings, the way he left things in L.A. He left him with the appetite that has him still hustling.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Miami.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Bellinelli is out there with LeBron James. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Bellinelli, and it's Rose in at the 1 spot. They're the group for Seattle starting the second. Well, when you think about guards who play without fear or any hesitation, Russell Westbrook is the first of those guys to come to mind.
I tell you what, man, his relentless pursuit and attacking of the goal and his opponent is really something to watch.
The Heat making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. Both shots good from the strike.
Westbrook, he had some high praise. Allen Iverson said he's a huge fan of Westbrook and sees so much of himself in him, mostly due to how they play with heart. I'll tell you the other thing, Allen Iverson I always felt was the most intimidating small guard in the history of the league. Russell Westbrook rapidly trying to claim that honor.
And the first time out of the game called for Seattle.
You know, I was thinking back to that Iverson quote on Westbrook. They play with that same fire. The styles in which they play are different, but you can see the intensity is the same between them.
A platoon swap here for Seattle. Seattle trails by 4. Chalmers with it to the inside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Westbrook against Chalmers. Koufos kicks to Westbrook. They set the pick. Pass to Jones. From the top of the key. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And Seattle's shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. Got that one up quick.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Westbrook with a screen for Jones. Off the screen. Good as the jump shot falls. Jones has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge, Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Bogut drives in. Puts up the baby hook. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. The #1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big RC coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
You know, going back to Bogut's fanfare entering the league, his 3rd in Rookie of the Year balloting. Then he went on to have some solid, if unspectacular, years. Where shot blocking and defense were always strong. Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Koufos, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Joakim Noah's checked in for Costa Koufos. Here's Jones. Pass to Westbrook. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession. And take a look at this. Every team loves to have guys like these. Big men who can pass like guards. These are their assist totals on the season. Joakim Noah 4th.
It takes a tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of the low post.
Man, it's so much fun to watch a big guy handling and orchestrating things from the lane. I mean, it causes so many problems when you've got a guy who can score down there who also has vision and an excellent basketball IQ.
Seattle grabs the miss.
And guys, one thing people often forget to mention about Bogut, his passing. What sets him apart as a big man is his court vision. And whether it's from the high post, low post, he can create opportunities for his teammates.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing. And what they've got going right now is not getting it done. Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Chalmers pass to Gibson. And there's the feed to Vujacic. And another basket for Seattle.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. And the Heat call time here.
Yeah, they dropped the last game of this matchup. Their bench wasn't able to keep up with the opposing reserves offensively.
Sometimes the bench players are a little overlooked and undervalued, but make no mistake, they play a vital role in deciding games.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Andrew Bogut. Then for the Heat, Dang comes in for Allen. And it's Burke in for Jamal Crawford. Dang dishes to Burke. Wide open look. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities. Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now. Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat. But he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Vujicic's shot is off.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. The Heat have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Burke. And the Heat, another 3.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Here's Vujicic, guarded by Porter. Tome kicks to Vujicic. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Vujicic has got 9 points in the quarter.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And here we go. Chalmers has got it. The fast break chance. Shot by Tome, no good. Miami's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Noah kicks to Dang. From outside the arc, good, and a nice assist from Noah. Noah's got 3 assists in the game.
Their 3rd 3-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Here's Vujicic, guarded by Porter, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. In 4th, the Heat.
And they may be getting it done in slightly different ways, guys, but both of these teams are putting up a ton of points.
Burke, the pass to Jones. He's looking for Porter and finds him. Count that one. And it's a 6-point Heat lead.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop. Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Kufis checked in for the Heat. For Seattle, they have come up empty at the line so far in 3 attempts.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
There's 18 seconds left in the first half of the game. Dang gets a wide open look, and the Heat, another 3.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Lets the 3 fly. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut back down now to 4 on the bucket from Tome.
How about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Heat lead by 4. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, I'm here with Coach Eric Spoelstra. And Coach, at what end of the floor are you?
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show. Luol Deng playing terrific basketball in this one. He ended up with 15 points and 1 steal. It's really great to see him back to what appears to be top form coming off the injury. There's a sense of reassurance that he's healthy after the first 2 quarters back. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
I love the way they took care of the basketball. They displayed good patience, strong decision-making, sharp passing.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
Excellent game we've seen from Luol Deng. 15 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
And that's been an important part of his game today. It's really spaced the floor.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Jones is out there with Noah. And it's Crawford. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Deng in at the small forward position.
Nice work to get it inside and
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And so Jamal Crawford nails both of them.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Luol Deng really making a difference here.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
Seattle calls timeout. Big group substitution here for Seattle. LeBron's checked in for Gibson. Bellinelli comes in for Luigi De Toma. Gallinari, he's checked in for Sasha Vujicic. And it's Rose in for Mario Chalmers. Stolen by Noah. And here we go with Deng running it up the floor. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. On defense, Seattle. 6-point game. Crawford, no one around him. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Crawford's got his third basket of the night.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
And guys, you talk about players who have that killer instinct. Russell Westbrook is right at the top of that list.
Miami leading by 6. Outside, Jones. Screen by Jones. Deng goes in, using his post move to get the 2 points. Deng's got 17 now.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Rose with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Gallinari in the corner. It's stolen by Deng. Gallinari against Crawford. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. 18 feet out, and the Heat get another bucket right there.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Seattle trails by 10. James kicks to Gallinari. Off target from the wing.
High quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-E, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Looking to end the run. The shot's good from LeBron. James has got 6.
Boy, Kevin, that's a confident shot. He drained that one with the defense right in his face. And the Heat call time here. Now
much more is there to say about LeBron James, Clark? Incredible consistency, unbelievable athleticism. He just is a marvel in every way the longer he plays.
Kevin, when you look at his career averages, I mean, just off the charts, and he has the same unbelievable year every year. The consistency, phenomenal.
Allen dishes to Westbrook. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number one of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
And talking about LeBron's consistency, it's not just a physical effort. It's also a mental one. I mean, you know you're targeted by the defense all game. That'll wear down even the best players. How is it that LeBron's armor just never seems to be penetrated? And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Seattle trails by 13 to the wing right side. Gallinari inside the three-point line. Misses off the left iron.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway. You know, on the topic of LeBron, one of the few areas where he could improve consistency in is from the three-point line. 3 years ago, he hit over 40% from downtown. 2 years ago, 38. Then last year, down to 35.
And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. He's way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Seattle. Then for the Heat, Kufis checked in for Noah. And Porter subbed in for Jones. Rose attacking. Kufis with the block. They get it back, and he gets it to go. 10 points for LeBron.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Back to Westbrook. Here's the floater.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
James. Nice D from Dang.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, two major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Stolen by Allen. Westbrook passes to Dang. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Dang's got 23. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Miami.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in the transition. And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year.
Miami leading by 12. Kicks to Porter. Back to Westbrook. Good ball movement here by Miami. It's a big high bounce and goes in. And that's now 25 points for Luol Deng.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here's Gibson. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Westbrook against Rose. Porter kicks to Dang. Passes to Westbrook. From past the arc. Another miss by Westbrook.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Stolen by Westbrook. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's Burke. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Burke's got 5 now.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
LeBron, that's a 2-pointer, and it's Seattle with another.
They're coming in bunches for LeBron right now.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Heat up by 12. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Miami leading by 12. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Rose. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Bellinelli in at the 2 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Seattle. Jones dishes to Crawford. Clock at 6. A floater. And that's 2 points on the layup. Crawford's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Heat.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the float.
Here's Gibson. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Now Crawford. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul. Jones, the pass to Noah. That's good.
You know, down there in the low post is where you really want to create a lot of your offense.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. The drive by LeBron. And that one is stuffed right through.
And we've seen him do that before. Batter a defense by just exploding to the basket.
Miami leading by 12. Jones with the screen on Rose. Here's Burke. No good. Great D that time from Jordan. Tries from 10. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Rose. 20 points for LeBron.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start. And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose was able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. His message was this: all of us know these guys are capable of exploding and putting up points in a hurry. So I don't want to see anybody letting up until that final whistle blows. Guys, back to you.
Thanks again, Doris.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams, and it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
The free throw is off from Gibson. The Heat leading by 8. Noah the screen. Westbrook with it. He's picked up by Jordan. They grab their own miss. There's Crawford with the 3. The shot will not go. Seattle has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Here's Gibson. And here's Chalmers from the arc. And another 3 for Seattle.
Boy, and this run really triggered by their transition offense.
And you can see the momentum swinging now. They've gotten a huge boost of energy, and now the offense starting to click. And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
And when you thought this fourth quarter was simply a formality, all of a sudden the offense picks up, and now we have a game.
Can't quite put my finger on it, but something gave them a jolt, and now they're knocking down everything. We got some fireworks in store for us down the stretch.
Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some questions, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Here's Crawford, and Gibson sends it back. Westbrook against LeBron. Stolen by Noah. Jones, no one around him. Misses, and he wants that one back.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen zero drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness. But no question, he's improved his skills and IQ.
And that one's good by Noah.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him. And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Seattle calls timeout. Some changes for Seattle. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Gibson. Gallinari comes in for LeBron. And it's Rose in for Mario Chalmers. And Miami also making a switch. Kufis checked in for Noah. Took him no time at all on that one. 10 points for Rose.
Key buckets that we know he delivers down the stretch.
And the Heat call time here. They're up by 4. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jones. Powered down with both hands.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Seattle trails by 6. And stolen by Kufis. The baseline J. And it falls over the rim and in. That's now 8 points for Terrence Jones. Seattle running out of time. To the paint. Vujicic's shot is off.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And now we've got the intentional foul. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter. The pass to Westbrook. He kicks it to Kufis. It's stolen by Bogut.
Yeah, they're starting to go in the wrong direction. In terms of turnovers, it's slowly becoming a problem.
Onari with it. Westbrook picks him up. He had to fade back on that one, but still got it to go.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade.
Jones. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How about that? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and found a way to get the shot up and down. Tremendous output from Jones. He's got 10 points and a steal. He's been tough on the inside and displayed great vision with his passing, too.
And you know what? He is the total package today, giving them a little bit of everything.
On the wing, Dang. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. 30 points for Luol Deng.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Gallinari kicks to Jordan. And here's Rose outside. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terrence Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the ref in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And they go to the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
So it gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Here's Rose. Here's Bogut. And no good, trying to use the glass. And so it's Miami winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them...
Russell, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Luol Deng. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
Luol Deng is one of the most consistent players in the league in the last 5 or 6 years.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.